So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about the future is in the stories you tell. Now, I did this presentation a little while ago to a Rich, Hot and Spiritual Networking run by Carol Bosker, and it went down really well. So I wanted to go through this with you just to let you know why I'm so passionate about stories. So we're going to discuss what are stories, why use stories, and how you can use stories in your digital marketing strategy. Number one, to promote. Number two is to attract and excite your fans and your followers. Number three, you can use it strategically with an end goal in mind to get maybe email subscribers or to get people to come into your Facebook group. You can also have a little look at how you can create your first story. So a little bit about me if you don't know who I am. My name is Anita Wong, and I started my entrepreneurial journey about 6 years ago when I set up a skate shop with a girlfriend. After that, I went into college and did my web design course and social media marketing course. Obviously, social media marketing moves on so quick. So now I help successful entrepreneurs and business owners to use their social media platforms effectively to reach their marketing goals. And I'm now starting to fast becoming known to be the go-to person when it comes to stories and the strategy behind it. So let's have a little look at what are stories. So stories enable you to share upright portrait videos and images and text updates across your social media platforms. So Instagram stories and Facebook stories are what we're concentrating on at the moment, but we do have stories in Snapchat and there are stories in WhatsApp as well. And there are an introduction to stories in Pinterest and also on YouTube. So stories are starting to roll out across all the social platforms, but they are used more so inside of Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. Now, each section of a story, so each time you upload into your story, that's going to be up to 15 seconds long. So you can have a video 15 seconds, you can have a still image with GIFs and emojis and stickers on top of that, which lasts for 15 seconds. But that particular screen that you put up, that section, only stays alive and visible to the general public for 24 hours, and then it disappears. So that's why stories are being used by brands with much more flair than a static still post. So why stories? So as of April 2019, Facebook and Messenger had over 500 million daily users using their stories, and Instagram hit that target a couple of months before. Obviously now we're at the end of 2019. I'm sure those figures are much higher. Stories allow you to have a much more creative and relaxed approach to your marketing, but you can still stay on brand with your messaging and also run campaigns. 30% of Instagram users have made a purchase from a brand who they first heard about on Instagram, and stories are becoming much more visible because they're in a very prominent position in your newsfeed. Brands are also leaning towards posting to stories more than Snapchat because they're finding that there's a better uptake with people looking at their brands and their products over on Instagram. So why wouldn't you use stories? Well, if we look at Facebook stories, it's not used as much as Instagram stories, yet it takes 70% of the viewing time. So 70% of people watch stories on Facebook more than they do on Instagram. And that's purely because Facebook's a much bigger platform. So even if you're not sure that you like using Facebook, you need to look at your audience and work out whether they're actually on Facebook, because a lot of people use Facebook for social and personal reasons. And that's where, as a business, you can put yourself in front of them. 80% of users' accounts follow a business on Instagram. So your account really does need to be a business account, and you can get really good assets from having a business account on Instagram, especially with regards to stories. And only 50% of business Instagram accounts at the moment have posted Instagram stories. So there's a big, big window of opportunity for you to jump onto the stories now. So let's just make a little comparison between Facebook stories and Instagram stories, because those two stories are the ones we're going to be talking about today. There's not much difference, but there is a little bit of difference. So for instance, if we look at Facebook to start off with, Facebook itself, you can have either a personal profile story or you can have a business brand story. These two stories will appear at the top of your newsfeed completely separately. So you have two opportunities to reach your audience. You can also have an opportunity to keep your business separate from your personal profile. You can go live in stories on Facebook, but only through your personal story at the moment. Obviously, you can go live on your page like I am at the moment, but for stories, you can only do it for your personal at the moment. It's a limited data collection, although they are improving it. At the moment, there are polls and there is a question sticker in there. Hashtag search is not as good on Facebook stories as it is on Instagram stories, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. You can tag a business in your stories in Facebook, so that's really good for collaboration and actually highlighting brands in your own business. And there is, like I said, a small amount of data collection. Okay, so let's jump over to Instagram stories and let's see what we've got here. So on Instagram stories, you only have one platform. You either have your Instagram account as a personal account, or you can have a business or creator account. Now, business and creator account are almost the same, except with a creator account, you don't have to have a Facebook business page. With a business account, you are recommended to attach it because it helps with advertising. You do get all the same benefits of a business account and a creator account. You get insights, so you can see who's online and who's looking at your stories. With Instagram stories, when you upload a video, you have up to 60 seconds in stories, and it will automatically segment your stories into 4 sections. You can go live on your Instagram stories. So if you have got a business, then you can really reach out to your business followers. And there's some really good tools with going live that they're really making it better. You can have 2 people on, you can ask your audience to ask a question, you can show your question up, which is really good. You can have what's known as this magic triangle, where you can share between your Instagram TV account, your feed, and your stories. So that's really good for repurposing content and getting content in front of different eyes within your platform. The discovery in Instagram stories is so much better when you use hashtags, and hashtags are searchable inside Instagram stories. So the platform itself is better for stories, but please do not disregard Facebook stories because it is the platform where everybody is looking. And also you can sell on Instagram stories really easily. Okay, so I will say hello to everybody and pause for a few questions once I've gone through the presentation. So do stay there. I know there's a few people join me now and I really want to say hello to you, but I just want to move through this really quickly. So I just want to show you an example of what you can do on a Facebook story. So here I ran a Instagram and Facebook Stories live workshop a couple of weeks ago. And I actually put the event into my stories, and those that bought my event could actually purchase the event right inside my Facebook stories. Now, this was done completely free of charge. I don't have 10,000 followers on my page. I didn't pay to have the swipe up option inside my stories. This was completely free, following a strategy that I've put in place. So these are the sorts of things that you can do. You can also utilize Instagram TV, which is IGTV, by doing that magic triangle, as I call it, having the option to swipe up from your story into your Instagram TV and taking people to a unique URL, again, without 10,000 followers. Okay, so I just want to go through the user journey with you because I think sometimes that makes it a lot easier for you to understand how stories work for you. So if I was a user, I would open up a story. So I would go into my Facebook or my Instagram and I would see either a rectangle in Facebook or a circle in Instagram, and I would open that story. Now on Facebook, that story opens doors for my business and my fans to collaborate and connect. On Facebook, you can private message through your Instagram stories. You can raise brand awareness. You can sell event tickets. You can visit your website. You can buy products, and you can lead people to perhaps an email sign-up form, all within Facebook and all without 10,000 followers. Now, if we jump into Instagram, it gets even better. You can link your IGTV or Instagram TV as we know it and share that link into your stories and then direct people back into your Instagram TV. And in there, you can have a clickable link, which takes your viewers wherever they want to go. You can share posts from your feed into stories. That's one thing you can't do on Facebook at the moment. You can sell products right inside Instagram stories by tagging the product whilst they're in the stories, and the actual process of purchasing that product takes place right inside the story window. You can do lead generation by taking people down to your bio link, and then you can use a third-party tool such as Linktree, or you can create a landing page on your website. You've got the opportunity to really raise brand awareness and really get some better visibility with stories, because there's such a lot of reach, especially when you use the hashtags. And again, you can private message inside of stories. So the question is, can you do stories? And the answer is yes, of course you can. Anybody could have a go at doing stories. It's so much fun, but it can be strategically fun as well. And also, because they disappear after 24 hours, if you really don't take to it, it will just disappear and it won't sit on your feed like your feed posts do. So why are lots of people doing it? So top Instagram influencers are posting only between 6 and 7 sections of stories per day. So basically, when you look at the story, and I can show you that in a moment, the little tabs at the top, they're only doing 6 to 7 of those. So you don't need to have 20 or 25 stories to flick through. Too many. People won't go through the whole story motion when you have far too many stories in there. That's really manageable if you start off with, say, 4, which is what everyone's done in my challenge over the last week. They've been posting 4 sections to their stories, and everybody's managed that, and I've added in a couple more as well. Images for your Instagram story should be portrait, so 1080 by 1920, and you can create videos like that. You can use tools, and I'm going to go on to that in a moment to do that. And because stories only last for 24 hours, you've got so much more flexibility with them. So let's look at apps. Let's go over some apps that you could use to create your content when you're pre-planning your stories. So you could use Canva. Canva's a photo editing tool which allows you to create stenciled stories. So in other words, they have templates up there that you can just drop your own stuff into. They also have a slight GIF enabler now, so you can make it with some motion. You can use Unfold, which is a tool to create story themes. So if you wanted to do a planned story, then you could create themes with that. My favorite, wave.video. You can create video stories inside of wave.video, which you can put together to create an awesome video with a call to action and text and music and everything on there. You can use WordSwag and Typorama for text updates. Now, if you're on the go and you're using stories, you've got a lot of options. Inside the Instagram camera itself, there you have the create button, you have filters, you have boomerang, you have super zoom, you have hands-free. And in Brazil, they've just released what's known as the Reel, which is a take on from TikTok, where you can mime to music and create really, really, really funky videos inside of your Instagram. And Reel, I think, is going to be really hot when it comes out, because they helps you with transitions and all sorts. So that's really exciting, and I can't wait for that to get over to the UK. You can use Canva Mobile. You can use Video Shop, which is another app that you can use for video creation. You can use Boomerang as a standalone and Hyperlapse as a standalone. And my favorite go-to on-the-go app at the moment is Mojo. So that's M-O-J-O. So Facebook stories can help you, because you can utilize the link in the top of the stories without 10,000 followers. So when you start using your stories strategically, following my plan and my guidance, you'll learn how to put that link into your stories so that you can actually have a clickable link without that magic 10,000 followers. You can use Facebook filters. You can swap between your personal and your business. Now, Facebook doesn't like you sharing too much business stuff on your personal profile, but you can highlight and tag your business page in your personal stories and drive people to your business page for that information as well. The advantages for both Facebook and Instagram is that your stories disappear after 24 hours. And that's a major plus point when it comes to creating video and stories in total. Instagram can help you because you can really nurture your audience on Instagram. There's some really cool things you can do inside Instagram Messenger now, where you can have conversations with your tribe. You can ask them questions, you can run polls, and then you can actually take the conversation into Messenger and open up a rapport with them. And the guys have been learning all about that whilst we've been doing the 3-day challenge recently. Okay, I'm going to just stop my screen share for a moment. I'm just going to go and say hello